everybody, pay attention to me. When the northern people are crying, this is what I want you to have at the back of your mind. You are simply going against their personal interest, their greediness, and their power mongering nature. The very same Okonjo Iweala, who the likes of Erufai, if you remember the other day, Erufai came out and said that where is Tinubu's Okonjo Iweala in his cabinet? This day, today, the same political class of the north of Erufai are saying Okonjo Iweala is the Western puppet. That Okonjo Iweala is the weapon fashioned against the north. That why would she go and report to the World Trade Organization that Tinubu is doing well? I am not here to defend Tinubu. Neither am I here to defend Okonjo Iweala. But what I'm only here to do is to touchlight the hypocrisy of the North. You all remember that Okonjo Iweala, when Buhari was there, she did everything to scream that Buhari cannot continue to defend the currency, that we do not have anything. When Buhari left the Nigerian presidency, he left, I think, just a meager 4 billion in the foreign reserve, according to the reports that we have out there. All right, and it was inherent, or it was only maybe common sense for anybody who comes in there to either go and look for money, okay, to continue to defend the currency, or you just take away the defense of the dollar. And that was what Tinubu did, and it was that very moment Tinubu became the weapon fashioned against the North. All right, I am not saying this policy is not affecting me. I'm not saying it has not affected my business. But I mean, it was the same North that pushed in this old man into that position. I know so many Igbo men that were my pals, my friends, into tomorrow. They are still my guys, my business partners, my vendors. They've told me then, they used to fight me that why are people supporting Tinubu, why not Obi? I told them that Tinubu is not probably the one that will fix the country. But I only gave them the instance that Tinubu, for me, is because I know he's the only one that will unseat, or that will not allow the Fulani hegemony to continue. That was my only reason why, as at 2022, I was saying that Tinubu should win. Okay, then at least when we put a stop to that, then the North will know that okay, the South can actually speak. So they will not begin to take us for deaf and dumb. Because do you know that if peradventure Tinubu was not on that ticket, I can guarantee you that perhaps maybe Obi would have won, but they would have ripped him out. Unless Obi, as at that time, had the support of the West. But let us continue this matter of Okonjo Iweala. Okonjo Iweala visited Tinubu. Everybody's angry. Even we in the South, we're hungry. So many Igbo ladies, Igbo women, Igbo businessmen, most of us are all angry, but we are angry for a reason, not angry because today she is speaking against, or she's speaking for Tinubu. No. We are angry for a critical reason. That why can't Okonjo Iweala point to Tinubu specifically that Oga, hunger did the land. Alright? That was what we after. And you will not see any Southerner going out there screaming and shouting, Okonjo Iweala. No. Till tomorrow, till next year, Okonjo Iweala remain one of our very best brains in the southern part of this country. To be specific, one of the best brains that has come out from the southeastern region of this country. So, why the North are hungry? I don't get it. In fact, there are some people that I saw on social media. They are saying that if they see Okonjo Iweala, they will stone her. That like it seems like in the season of stoning now. It's like we don't enter the season of stone your enemy, stone your whoever you presume to be your enemy, either political enemy, economical enemy, stone it. You all would this is what they are saying, and this is not coming from APC, because APC now are not singing our praises. This is coming from the northern youth. The northern youths are vowing that if they grip Okonjo Iweala, say she go feel am. Abba, what did she do? She has only stated the obvious that if Tinubu had not removed the subsidy, everything for don't collapse. perhaps would have turned to Venezuela because we wouldn't have anything in the foreign reserve. As hard as that is hard to believe, but I would take the words of Okonjo Iweala even ahead of the words of Tinubu. Yes. If Okonjo Iweala said, okay, maybe, because I know, because when she was in power, all right, she did exceptionally well. It was a performance that showcased her to the global stage. Whether she is a world puppet, whether she's a Western puppet, no economy, no nation will grow in isolation. It's as simple as that. If tomorrow we have the Biafran country, all right, the Biafran Republic will still have to have one powerful country as an ally. Is that China? Is that Russia? Is that the Western countries? At the end of the day, you will be their puppets because you want to grow. It's as simple as that. There's so many countries out there. Look at Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso is a puppet to the Russians. He cannot just outrightly come out and say that if the Russian tell him to do one or two things, he won't do it. No, he cannot. Because you cannot be fighting with everybody. So if Okonjo Iweala, if they call her the Western puppet, no, who cares? Because when she was in power, when she was in government, we could remember in 2010, 2011, she came out under Jonathan. She came out. She screamed that there it was even the APC governors that were, they were fighting. They took the federal government regarding the ECA, the excess crude account, about that money. And then at the end of the day, she had to retire because they wanted to kill her. And all of a sudden, this woman, because she's a woman who works with data, and it's just unfortunate that Tinubu is one that all of us do not like. The man who brought us into this mess is actually Buhari. Yes, because Buhari would have ensured that corruption was not so rampant in his government. And I still find it hard to believe that people are still calling Buhari Megaskia even in his grave. I mean, a man who employed thieves and they looked away. And yet people are still, I don't know why Nigerians are so, oh man, Nigerians are not critical thinkers. Or let me be specific. You see those northern Nigerians, they just use religion to finish them, to brainwash their head. And there's, you are just as good as nothing. Even if you do something so evil, provided that you wear the toga of Islam, you are nothing to be offended. Like, for real, so that is the point. So for me, I would take their complaints and lamentation with pinch of salt. Okonjo Iweala, even El-Rufai would not dare tackle Okonjo Iweala. El-Rufai would not say that Okonjo Iweala has been paid because Tinubu cannot pay her. That's the truth. Tinubu cannot pay Okonjo Iweala. Okonjo Iweala is extremely rich. She's a woman of integrity. So it is funny when I look at the North, when they try to demonize people. Just imagine, let Okonjo Iweala start saying something about the North. Now, this matter for Nigeria, when you listen, when you watch how tribalism, how it's kinds of pan our objectivity and our narration, how religion also impact and effect. So you just laugh and just say that Nigeria for me is not a country that should be, because you cannot have a conversation. Those that are listening to you will look at it from the lenses of either tribal or religion. So how you want to solve it? Because if you try to talk now, everything I've said now, some people look at it from using the lens of tribal. Some people will start judging me that I am a Tinubu supporter. The North will look at me like someone who is against the North. Nobody wants to be critical in their submission and assertions. Nobody wants to be critical and objective in their evaluation. Everybody, they either use my ethnic first, and that is why I said Nigeria, we just have to tell ourselves the truth. And sometimes when I say that Tinubu should continue to choke the North, so that the North will get to that point that they will write that resignation letter, say this Nigeria we don't do, we don't marry again, we won't divorce. Because the only people that is still keeping us in this marriage is the North, whether you like it or not. I am telling you, we have significant amount of Yorubas and Igbos that want this country to be expressly regionalized or restructured or even ended. We have significance. If you conduct referendum today, I will tell you, say the results, the election results in the South, this includes the Middle Belt, the South, the Southeast, the Southwest, will be 99% over 100. Okay, but if you conduct it in the north, they are scared. They don't want to leave. All right, they don't want to leave. So I said something about like we are in the season of stoning. Look at the crowd Aregbesola is controlling in the south. They see him. I beg, rich made them stone am. Eh? Shey rich made them stone Aregbesola. Look at the now. Tinubu they fear. Tinubu knows that Aregbesola knows his secrets. Tinubu knows that Aregbesola is one man that must not be allowed to gain momentum. Tinubu knows that the biggest local government in Lagos, Aregbesola, is the ones that command and control it. That is the Alimosho local government. The reason why Tinubu lost Lagos to Obi was because Aregbesola left Alimosho to be held or to just be grabbed and captured by anybody who was politically relevant as at that time. Go into your political history books. Go and check the impact of Aregbesola in Lagos politics, how he has helped Tinubu. Aregbesola is like the Obasa of today. I don't know if most of you know Obasa. Obasa, who is the Speaker of the Lagos State Assembly today. That is how Aregbesola is. He was so politically savvy, a man of grassroots. He spoke the language people understand in Alimosho and even in the deep hinterlands. Okay? Those deep forests of Osun State. You will see who won Osun State in the 2023 election. You remember? Who won it? Despite the fact that it was Tinubu's cousin that is the state governor, Oyetola, Aregbesola won it for Atiku. Yes, he did. Without even lifting a finger. Aregbesola went to Ogun State. They almost broke his skull. Chased him away. You see, when I know that Tinubu will not, it won't be a silent dying horse. A dying horse will throw some kicks. So Tinubu will throw some very, very brutal kicks. When people begin to galvanize, solidify and consolidate, because if Tinubu must fall, there has to be a serious conspiracy. And there must be internal sabotage even in his camp. Does Aregbesola have that capacity? He might. Does El-Rufai has that capacity? He might. Does Peter Obi has that capacity? He might. But I don't know. These are all speculations. But if you would change the situation as well, does Tinubu has the capacity to also sabotage the ADC? I think we all know the answer to the question. But anyways, let's listen to what Okonjo Iweala said, why they want bust ahead.
Okay. Good to see you. Yes, good to see you. How is everything? No bad.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, it was a very good visit, and thanks to Mr. President for making the time. We came to brief him about something very joyful that we did today with the help of the First Lady. We launched a Women Exporters Fund for the digital economy. This is a fund that is jointly managed by the WTO, the World Trade Organization, and the ITC, the International Trade Center in Geneva. And the idea is to help support the economy and support women to be able to weather the storms of the economy and be able to create jobs for themselves, for others. It's part of thinking of what is a social safety net. How can we help support Nigerian women to contribute more to the economy and to themselves? So we came to brief Mr. President about this fund, which we launched. The Minister of Trade, Industry, Trade and I was looking. It has been shepherding this effort in Nigeria, along with the Nigeria Export Promotion Council. Nigeria competed and won. One of 4 countries that won globally to be part of this new initiative. We had 67,000 Nigerian women who applied for this, and 146, can you imagine, 67,000, 146 won, and they are going to have money disbursed directly to them. 16 of them won what we call the booster track. Those who already have businesses, but their businesses will be scaled up. They will receive technical and business support for 18 months from the WTO and the ITC, and working with the ministry. So we will all work together to make sure that their businesses expand, they employ more people, they put money in their household's pocket and in the nation's pocket. Then another 100 will get directly $5,000 to scale up, to start and strengthen their businesses, again with 12 months of business support. So 146 women beneficiaries. This is just the beginning.
Okay, the president embarked on some reforms at the initial stage of his administration, and now he's told Nigerians that the economy is turning the corner. What's the WTO's perception of Nigeria's economy?
So we think that the president and his team, and we just exchanged with him, have worked hard to stabilize the economy. And you cannot really improve an economy unless it's stable. So he has to be given the credit for the stability of the economy. So the reforms have been in the right direction. What is needed next is growth. We now need to grow the economy, and we need to put in social safety nets so that people who are feeling the pinch of the reforms can also have some support to be able to weather the hardship. So that's the next step. How do we build social safety net to help Nigerians cushion the hardship they are feeling? And then how do we grow the economy so we can create more jobs and put more money in people's pockets? These are issues that we discussed with Mr. President.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.